Hello and welcome to the Salty Doodle Show. I'm your host, Chris. If you're new to the channel, welcome. And if you've been here before, welcome back. On today's episode, we're going to troubleshoot trailer lights. I have previously installed LED trailer lights all the way around my trailer, and I still do not have running lights. So today we're going to troubleshoot that, and I'll show you the process to do so. So without further ado, let's make it happen, Captain. Just doing some editing here on the video. I wasn't completely happy with how the troubleshooting turned out in the video, so I just kind of wanted to walk you through that process again and show you what I did. So spoiler alert, I ended up rewiring the entire trailer. So there you go, you got a bonus video of troubleshooting, eventually going into rewiring the complete trailer with a bunch of new LED lights all the way around. So let's get to it. Okay, here, first process we're looking at. So I picked up this off Amazon. It's maybe $20. It's just some testing leads is really what it is, with some alligator clips on it. The rubber boots are pretty slippery, so they do kind of slide back and, kind of expose you to the metal there a little bit. But it says 3 by 20, so 20 feet long, and then, of course, 3 wires. The third wire here, the green, I probably won't use that too much except for troubleshooting electrical on a boat or something like that. More advanced type of stuff you'd use that for. But in this application, we're just going to use the black and the red, and then I'm going to stretch this out. So all you do is you grab it, pull both sides, and just pull it out. You got to pull them out at the same time or it won't work. So you just kind of pull out what you need, some excess there, what you need. And then how we're going to look at this plug. So this is a 4 flat plug. 4 flat, I guess that's how they call it. 4-wire flat plug. That's your pretty standard plug. So that's what it looks like in the inside. Okay, so I'm going to try and grab a pointer here. I'm going to use my tester here just as I'm pointing to each prong so you can kind of see what I'm doing here. So let's go ahead and use the red here. So working from left to right, So this one where my probe is, that is your ground, your white wire. So that is the ground that goes to the trailer, and that's bonded to the trailer. And then each light has their own ground as well. So there's no solid ground. The trailer is the ground. So it's using the metal as the ground. So then if you're working still from left to right, this next prong here, so that's a female end. This is more of a male end, I'll call it. So that is your running lights. So what the running lights is the brown wire. So it's both browns. So you have one brown yellow and one brown green. So the brown green, which is this guy right here, brown green, that runs to your right of the trailer, and then the brown yellow runs to the left of your trailer. So it'll be as you were sitting in the vehicle, left and right, like your left and right turn signal. That's how you look at that as, even though it's backwards for me, but that's how you look at it. And they both mold together to go in the same kind of plug, same port. So that's, again, is this second one. And then going from, again, left to right, your next male end plug there, which is that guy right there, that is your yellow. So yellow is your left. Brake light, left turn signal, however you want to call it. So how you remember the yellow means left is if you're sitting in your vehicle driving down the road, and then you have the yellow center line going down in between you and the other side of the road, that is your left side. So that's how you kind of remember that. It's just a little easy way of remembering it. That's how I remember it. So yellow is your left. And then obviously the last one here, green, is your right. Green is the right side, meaning grass side. So you have grass along the shoulder of the road. That's what that kind of stands for. So that's the easy way to remember it. That's how I do it. If somebody else has another way of remembering it, just drop a comment, let us know. So that's kind of how I remember it. So the next thing I did here, I'm done with the tester for now. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to hook up. Here's my black wire, my black front. This is from the Amazon bought reel that I had. So that's your black wire. That's going to clip fast to my ground at the trailer, which is exposed. I'll kind of show you this. So here's my tail, my light tail, and then right in there is my white wire. This is my white wire, and it's bonded to the trailer by means of a screw and a ring. I guess it's called a connector, crimp. So I just alligated my black to the ground. And previously on my last video, I did sand this off, so I have a good ground in there. So that's what that looks like. And that white, this runs from the plug. So again, white here, and it's the one, the female end, the only female end on there all the way would be my left now looking at it. So I hooked that up to there. And then you're going to grab, let's move back. Then you're going to grab your red from the Amazon bought tail here, tester. Here's my red. And I'm going to go to the running lights of the trailer prong. So I'm going to alligator clip that again to be the, hopefully you can see that. So again, this one here is your ground. The next one is your trailer lights, the brown and yellow and brown and green. That's what these are, the brown. So that is your running light. So I got the positive hooked to the running light. So I'm just going to set that down in a safe place where it can't touch anything else. No other means of contact of metal or any type. So then I'm going to come over here to my truck, and I'm just going directly to my truck battery just because I'm trying to roll out if it's the truck or not. If I just connected to my truck connector, there could be potential problems there. So I'm just going right to the source. So anytime you hook up any kind of battery, the rule of thumb is your negative, your black in this case. Your negative is the first one to come off if you're doing any kind of work, and last one to go back on when you're hooking something back up. And that is just to not complete the circuit. And if you were to get a wrench against something metal, if you did it backwards, it would spark and carry on, and you don't want that. So the way to stop that, prevent that from happening, again, is the negative side is the first to come off anytime you do any work, and the last to go back on when you're ready to test something or put it back to normal. Hopefully that makes sense. So here I'm just going to throw my black on the ground, and I'm going to grab my positive here. I already flipped that boot up, and I'm just going to connect it, alligator clip it, however you want to call it, directly to the post of the screw on the positive side. And now again, negative is the last to go back on to connect. Going to connect my negative. Okay, and I should turn around and I should see running lights. I do have a running light there. Hopefully you can see that. Try and zoom in there. There we go. And you can see the shiny metal around the light. That's where I use my wire brush on my drill and just kind of clean that surface up real good. Because remember, in my previous videos, I have a lot of pitting, chalking on the galvanized trailer. It probably was maybe contributing to something, so I should go back here in the taillight section and see both my taillights lit. Okay, I do, and I do, and then the center light, and the center there is also lit. I'm not sure if you can see that because it's not super bright. Oh. I don't know if you can see that or not, but they are lit. I guarantee you they're lit. And this will be the right side marker. So that one's lit. Okay, so they're all lit. Okay, so now let's try the left brake light we'll try that on its own. So again, we're going to come back over here. Remember what I said? Positive or negative is the first to come off. Bam. First to come off. Negative is the first to come off. Took it off. Just going to throw that on the ground because it's not conductive at this point. Go back over here to my 4 flat, and the positive can stay hooked up, so there's no way that I'm going to blow anything out at this point. It's the negative is out of the circuit. It's DC. So we're looking for the left turn signal, I believe is what I said. And if I didn't, that's what we're working on. We're going to go to the left turn signal. So port side, again, that's yellow wire. That's our next one here in line. Positive goes directly to it. Try not to touch any other terminal so we don't get a false reading. Hopefully you can see that. And again, just kind of lay it in the manner that you're not going to touch anything, expose any. Pick our negative wire back up, and we're going to hook it back to the battery. Bam. I shouldn't see any other lights lit except for that left brake light. There we go. Pow. There's your left brake light / turn signal, which the relay in your vehicle will make it flash. And we do not have anything on the right. We don't have anything running lights, and we shouldn't. That's the expected result. Okay. Last one. Right side green. Let me go back over here to my truck. Disconnect the negative. Okay, throw it on the ground. Rinse and repeat. Back over here to my 4-prong flat. Disconnect. All right, so again, green wire. Hopefully you can see this. Green wire all the way to my right now at this point. Alligator clip it fast. Making contact and nothing else but that terminal. And lay it down in a manner that it won't give you any kind of problems, issues, sparking. Pick up your negative again. Go to the post. Pow. Expected result here. No other lights lit but the right brake light. Pow. There it is. Right brake light lit. So this is the easy way of checking your trailer lights. Just go directly to the source. You eliminate the truck, you eliminate that connection, and you're just going right to the source and just power everything one by one and see what you got. So that's what I did during my video. I walk you through how I pulled new wire in, but I did it in stages, and only because that's how it was testing. So I started over here on the right side, starboard side, at this light here. I started there. I did the exact same thing, but I used my meter to actually check for voltage, because I wasn't getting it lit, obviously. So I just have my multimeter here, which is an Ideal Test Pro. I had this thing probably going on 30 years now. And all I did was set it to 20, and that's DC voltage there. And I just set it there, and I used my 2 leads here. And I put one on the trailer, black on the trailer, it doesn't matter, black, red, black on the trailer, just for argument's sake. And then the red went right to the actual wire that I'd snipped off and skinned back. And then I tested to see what kind of voltage I got there. At that point, I only had like 3 volts, which obviously is not enough to illuminate the light. It actually was very dimly illuminating, and if it was completely dark, you could see that. So my mind kind of went to a grounding issue at that point, but it was actually the wire broke down inside the tongue because they did not use marine grade wiring. So marine grade wiring is, and you'll hear this in the video, is a copper wire, but it's coated with a tin, and that's the what I want, anti-corrosive part of the wire. is the tin coating. So they just use regular like utility trailer wire, like lawnmower trailer, whatever. That's what they put in this trailer. So I'm sure the 2 years of its life wasn't good in and out of the water and fresh water, but the salt water is probably really did it in. So what happened is that the wire actually broke every couple, I'd say every couple millimeters. There was a split in the insulation, and it just kind of split and broke multiple, like hundreds of spots up to the tongue. So that left it exposed, left the copper wire exposed. It was grounding out. And what I did is I pulled a new wire from here to the tongue, hooked that up, bam, I got power. And I tested from that light back to my rear light, and it tested okay, actually. So I just hooked it all back up the way it was. I moved on to the starboard side. And what I'm saying by testing is there are a couple different ways you can do it. The easiest way is to do what I did here with the direct battery. Use that same principle that I did for here on any light. So yeah, I went back here. You can hook the leads up as long as they're long enough. You can hook them up directly and just test your wire going from that point back to the rear of the trailer. You can test that wire. You can test the brake light. You can test the running lights. You can do it all from there the same exact way I did here. And they're all color coded. So I did the same thing here. I tested from here to here. That wire was bad. And then I also tested before I did anything else. I tested from there back to the brake light, and that was dead as well. So I ended up pulling all new wire from here in to the first light, and it's what we call daisy chain. So we cut it off there, and then we jumped back to the tail light. Both sets of wires, the running lights and the brake light turn signals. So we ran all that. That's all new wire. And then I figured, well, since I bought new wire, I might as well come back over here to the starboard side, right side, and I just did the same thing. So I pulled that light back out. I just ran new wire back. So ultimately, I rewired the entire trailer, and I have new wire in there. So I shouldn't have to worry about this for years to come. In my other videos, I talked about the trailer not lasting, it's rusting out. So I think this will last at least as long as the rust, hopefully. And then when I buy a new trailer, I'll take you on that journey, and we can have a new trailer and just hopefully be done with this. But so there we go. That's the troubleshooting part of this. Hopefully this helps out. And then I will bleed you into the video of me actually troubleshooting this, but you know the outcome already. So you can just kind of fast forward to parts of it, the whole process of taking each light out, kind of go, what I did to make that connection with my torch and the shrink wrap type of crimps that I used. And I just kind of went through there, and then I added the 35 plus tape to it, which is a 3M brand, I believe it was, or whatever. That's what we use in the electrical field. It's a very strong, pliable tape. It's very good. So I believe you can find that at Home Depot, I think, Lowe's, whatever. And you can see each light that I did. So, and then kind of walk you through that process. So hopefully that helps you in troubleshooting. Just remember, like again, if you're messing with your car battery, the electronics are very sensitive, and any little false move in there can really do some damage to your vehicle. So just keep that in mind. Again, the negative, the black in this case, is the first to come off, disconnect power, and the last to go back on. So, and I remove the positive when I'm just completely redoing something. I'll remove both. That way there's no potential whatsoever, and just keep those terminals pulled up out of the engine compartment, out of a way that, or on your boat or whatever, so they won't fall back and make accidental contact. So I will turn this back over to the video. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm happy to help. Just drop a comment, ask me a question. I am no guru here in any sort, but I have been in the electrical field for 32 years, I believe it's been now, and I'm still at it. So just let me know, and I'll try to help you out the best I can. Enjoy the video. Let me know if you have any questions. Till next time, stay salty, my friends.